What's up, fantasy football people? My name is Tyler Heil, and you can find me on Twitter at FFTylerHeil. Welcome to the Fantasy and Frames 2023 Rookie Prospect Profile Series. Today, I'm going to be talking about running back Devon Achane. Before I do, make sure you like this video, subscribe to our channel, and Hulk smash that bell. And after you do all that, please feel free to peruse our YouTube channel and check out other rookie prospect profiles such as Bryce Young, Bijan Robinson, Jahmyr Gibbs, and Dalton Kincaid, as well as our Dynasty target profiles. Now, let's get into why we're here. Devon Achane, 21 and a half years old, is a running back out of Texas A&M University. He's a junior early declare, 5 foot 8.5 inches, 188 pounds. Now, his breakout age, he was 19. It was his freshman year at Texas A&M. So breakout age is important when scouting significant NFL prospects because the younger the breakout age, the more likely the player is to be successful in the NFL and ultimately fantasy football. Achane breaking out his freshman year in the SEC is a big deal. He obtained an 11.3% dominator rating playing in just 6 games that year. Extrapolate that over the rest of the season, and you're looking at an 18.8% dominator rating in the 10-game COVID-shortened 2020 season. Now, his highest dominator rating of his career was his junior year, his final season at Texas A&M. He was at 40% dominator rating. That is elite. Anything over 35% is elite. So what is dominator rating? It's essentially just saying the percent of scrimmage yards that a player had and the percentage of touchdowns that a player scored. Average those together. That's your dominator rating. So what does that mean, 40%? It means that the offense was heavily reliant on him, as he caught the third most passes on the team as a running back, as well as handling 55% of the team's total carries in 2 less games than everyone else. 55% of total carries doesn't seem like a lot, but when you're hitting that number in the NFL, you're considered a workhorse back in a world full of running backs by committee. So all of his college stats, 28 games played, 369 carries for 2,376 yards and 21 touchdowns. He added 65 receptions for 554 yards and 5 additional touchdowns in the pass game. So his college career averages 15.5 touches per game, 6.4 yards per carry, 8.5 yards per reception, and 0.93 touchdowns per game. So just shy of 1 per game. His efficiency stats decreased as volume increased every year. He was 8.5 his freshman year, 7.0 his sophomore, 5.6 his junior and final season. That's okay. A negative correlation between volume and efficiency exists for almost everyone. It might also have to do with the team steadily sucking more and more, going from 9-1 to 8-4, and finally 5-7 his final year. He also had a 16.4% target share as a running back, and that's a really nice number to see. His average fantasy points per game, with all of those stats rolled up, and half-point PPR scoring, 21.4 points per game. What do those stats tell us? He's a productive player for an SEC school. That's a pretty big deal. He was relied upon more and more as the team regressed, showing he was one of the most highly regarded players in the locker room when it comes to talent. He was a big-time part of the team in the return game. His junior year and final season, he had 11 kick returns for 312 yards and 1 95-yard touchdown return. That has him at a 28.4 average return. His efficiency numbers as a runner, not overly promising. However, his pass game involvement is extremely encouraging. His strengths, agility and speed. He has it in spades. And you can see it when he's moving the ball with the ball in his hands. Another one, I'm going to say it again, speed. He had a 4.3 240. The guy was an all-American track athlete. He ran 20.2 seconds in the 200-meter dash. Now, I'm not a big track guy, so I'm like, okay, that sounds good, but I don't exactly know how good, so I needed to add some context to that. So I did a quick Google of Olympic track times, and I saw in the 2020 Tokyo Games, the gold medal heat for the 200-meter dash, a 20.2 time would have put him in 6th place in the Olympic gold medal heat. That's fast. His agility shows up on film and his ability to do two things: stack moves in the run game and contort his body to keep running after catching all of the off-target passes he managed to reel in. He's an instant plus player in the return game. That ability should lock him in as a late day 2, early day 3 pick and put him in a good position to have some instant impact in fantasy. He's an extremely hard worker and a good teammate. Some people aren't really worried about that, but that stuff matters in the NFL as well as fantasy. If you get in a coach's doghouse as a rookie, that can severely limit your chances to not just play, but also produce for fantasy football. Am I right, Kyle Shanahan? Some of his weaknesses: size. I don't want to say he's fun size or pint size or any derisive term like that. He's 5'8.5", 188 pounds, which brings him in at 27.8 BMI. Certainly is not ideal, but he isn't so small he's going to break like a twig. He needs to spend some serious time in the weight room, though, and develop some of that strength and add some muscle, because he does not look overly defined, and I think he has some room to add some muscle. He's not the most refined runner. He relies on his athleticism a little bit too much and doesn't quite have the desired vision for an NFL running back. And he showed a willingness and tenacity for blocking in the pass game, but he would still whiff at times and show his lack of size at other times and just get run over. That does create a slight concern for that instant impact we are hoping for. Overall, Devon Achane is an extremely intriguing prospect with his combination of ultra speed and agility. While he is not the most encouraging prospect when it comes to actually running the ball, that concern can be nullified by his ability to contribute in the pass game. I do not foresee him ever having the body type or vision to be an RB1, so you need to remember that when assessing player value in your rookie draft. However, his receiving ability is encouraging enough for me to consider him in the mid-second round. But his draft capital is going to be extremely important. If he falls past the 4th round, that is screaming to me that teams don't hold his potential contribution as a running back in very high regard because of his size, but value his ability in the return game. I feel Devon Achane can be a boon to your running back depth of your fantasy roster and possibly a flex-worthy player in year 1, which is why I will be looking at him in the mid-second round. Watching him play and seeing his pass-catching ability, it just made me think pairing Achane with Isaiah Pacheco in Kansas City and filling that Jerick McKinnon role would be fantasy gold and give him that ability to hit his mid-range to low-end RB2 ceiling way earlier than anyone could have hoped. So that's it for the Fantasy and Frames rookie prospect profile on Devon Achane. Please like this video, subscribe to our channel, and drop your comments in the video. I'm Tyler Heil. You can find me on Twitter at FFTylerHeil. Good luck in your rookie drafts, folks.